Colombia, the 1970s. A country where beneath the ground lay hidden wealth, and above it, a shadow of fear. In the middle of this fear and fortune, one name rose to power. José Gonzalo Rodríguez Gacha, a man the world would come to know as El Mexicano. His journey was not just the story of one man, but the map of a path that led straight into the dark. Every step was lined with money, power, and that unsettling silence which always surrounds great secrets. But the real question was this: how did an ordinary man become someone whose very name made governments hesitate? What truly lay behind his rise? And what unseen force led him to his inevitable end? Born on May 14, 1947, in the small Colombian town of Pacho, José came from a poor family. His childhood was simple, but inside him grew a restless fire that set him apart from the other children. School ended early, and he found himself drawn into the emerald mines of Muso and Boyaca. There, he discovered that emeralds were not just stones. They were soaked in blood, power, and betrayal. The emerald trade gave him money, influence, and connections with men who thrived on force and fear. This was the first turning point of his life, where he realized that true power lay in wealth, protection, and control. By the 1970s, Medellín became the gateway to his next chapter. He met Pablo Escobar, the Ochoa brothers, and Carlos Leda. But José was never just another partner. He expanded the network across borders, turning Mexico into a key hub. With secret jungle airstrips, hidden laboratories, and entire companies designed to launder money, he built a supply chain that stretched all the way to the United States. Soon, his fortune was so vast that Forbes listed him among the world's richest men, a reflection of how massive his empire had become. Deep in the jungles, José constructed industrial-sized production hubs like the infamous Tranquilandia. These complexes were cities in themselves: guards, chemists, airstrips, even generators. It wasn't just business anymore. It was an industry. Shipments flew silently under the cover of night, aided by corrupt officials and forged documents. But building an industry also meant drawing the world's attention. And when governments took notice, the quiet war began. To protect his empire, José created paramilitary-style forces. Village by village, his control grew stronger. Those who cooperated were rewarded. Those who resisted lived in fear. When government pressure increased, his responses grew harsher. Explosions shook public buildings, cities trembled under his campaigns, and the tragic destruction of Avianca Flight 203 revealed that this conflict was no longer just between a government and one man. It had engulfed an entire nation. Ordinary Colombians lived each day with dread, and each night with silence heavy as stone. When fear reached the people, the government decided enough was enough. Colombian and U.S. agencies joined forces, forming the elite search block unit. Through intelligence gathering, banking trails, betrayals, and leaks, José's once mighty network began to crumble. Every move was watched, every ally questioned. And then came the signal that would change everything. On December 15, 1989, in the coastal town of Tulu, the hunt reached its climax. Police units surrounded José's hideout, and a fierce confrontation broke out. In those final hours, El Mexicano resisted until the very end. But when the dust settled, the news spread like wildfire. José Gonzalo Rodríguez Gacha's reign was over. His fall marked the end of an era, but the shadows he left behind never truly vanished. Even after his death, his roots and networks lived on, reborn under new names. His era carved deep scars into Colombia's politics, its society, and the trust of its people. Today, films and TV series dramatize his story, but the truth lies in the documents, the reports, and the memories of those who lived through it. And the question still lingers in the air. If he had survived, what would have become of the world he built?
The case may be closed, but criminology never sleeps. Like and subscribe at Join Criminology and step deeper into the dark with us.